What's up everybody, it's your boy Jeff Pegs and welcome back to today's video. For today's discussion video, I wanted to talk about something that was very important to me. I know I just started doing these discussion videos, but the one thing that I think affects more than just myself is mental health issues or mental health illness. It's definitely something that affects me a lot. You know, if you guys want to be super interactive in this video, that's cool. But to me, I want to know what your guys' definition of mental health issues are. You know, is it being depressed, or is it being stressed, or is it being self-conscious? You know, or is it just, you know, being antisocial? What do you guys think it is? But if you guys don't know, I'll definitely put a description somewhere around here. But to me, the reason why it's so important to me is because last year was definitely a tough year for myself. I'm not saying that, you know, it was just last year that it like occurred. It was just something that it was snowballing basically to a point where I could no longer control how I felt, what I wanted to do, the people that I wanted to be around. I found myself just wanting to be by myself all the time. I couldn't express how I felt to anybody. You know, I was going through some things. I was injured. I couldn't leave my house for about a week or two. So I didn't have any outside connection with my friends, or, you know, for the most part, I was really by myself for a long while. It's so deafening hearing your own silence where you're just by yourself, unable to really do much. Like, I couldn't even go to the washroom to do anything. I couldn't do anything. It was so hard for me when I was injured. I couldn't walk, couldn't go up the stairs. And, you know, when you're alone for that long or that amount of time, and you're going through the things that I'm going through, it really gets to you. You know, it really eats at you real quick, because there's nobody that I can express how I feel to, you know? And I know there's other people that are feeling the same way, you know, where you're sitting there, you're on your own, or even if you're out with your friends, you still feel lonely. You still feel as if you don't belong. And that's the hardest thing. That was the hardest thing that I was going through, like, especially when I was able to finally heal up and really go back out there and talk to my friends or just hang out with them in general. I just felt like, you know, okay, I haven't talked to you guys in a week. Nobody's checked up on me. No one's seeing how I'm doing. And it's understandable. Like, everybody is going through the motion of their own life, where it's just, you know, everybody's busy. Everybody's busy dealing with what they have on their plate. You know, it was quite unfortunate. But yeah, like, in my mind, I was just too much going on, and it was such a dark time for myself. But I figured that it was time that I shed light upon this. Only really, like, a few friends know, really close friends know. Not even my parents know about this, but I know they watch my videos, so I apologize if this is the way that you guys had to find out. I felt like I couldn't talk to you guys, and that's the hardest thing about it. You know, it's such a tough path to go through on your own. Jay rocks. I know you guys are probably kind of like raising your eyebrows at the same time if you guys are watching this, which I know you guys do. Yeah, I went through the toughest shit without you guys. I hate to say it, and I'm sorry that you guys had to find out this way. I couldn't muster up the courage to tell you guys myself. I've worked through it. Just because I'm going through this doesn't mean that it has to stop my everyday living, my normal living, you know, like my work and all that. But it was definitely something that it was hard for me to live with. It was hard for me to cope. I didn't know how to cope with it. You know, it was so tiring to have to carry that load all the time. It was tiring thinking so negatively all the time. didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if there was something I could do. I just know that it was painful waking up. It was painful going to sleep. It was painful just living my day-to-day life. And, there's some things that you just can't help. But the one thing that you need to know about whatever it is that you're going through is things are going to get better. And I think that's what I finally understood, right? There's always a blessing with everything that's bad. Even obviously when something's good, that's a blessing in its own. But when bad things happen, you always have to find the good in it. And I think that's the good thing about when I was injured for that week long and I had no one to talk to. I got to know myself a little better. I got to know how strong I was. I got to know what I'm able to, what I'm able to cope with, what I'm able to deal with. But at the time, obviously, I didn't know. I didn't know how much pressure you could put me under, and if I could carry it. I just want to let you guys know that whenever you guys feel lonely, there's people that you can talk to. I had people that I could talk to. It just took me a long time to really sit them down and be like, hey, look, this is what I'm going through. I need your support. You know what I mean? And it's the hardest thing when you're going through that to ask for support because, like I said, everybody is going through their own life where it's just you don't want to be a burden. But at the same time, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do what I wanted to do because I couldn't be selfish. I couldn't do that to my family. I couldn't do that to my friends. Especially my mom and dad. And there's just so much that I was going through. I was excessively drinking every weekend. I was always out and about. And that was the way that I was coping with it. And definitely, especially for the kids that are watching this, that's not a good way to cope anything. Always know that your family and your friends, they have your back. They have the best interest for you. And don't be scared to ask for help from anybody. I've been getting a lot of love and support the last couple of weeks. This is kind of why I wanted to make this video, because I really want to show that the love and support that I've been getting, I just want to give it back. I just want to give it back just because I know there's other people that are going through what I'm going through. Not necessarily the same situation, but when you're down and, if you have this type of mental health issue or anything like that, just know you're not the only one fighting that battle. I'm there with you. There's other people that are fighting with you. It's an important discussion. I think that people should be discussing it more. So it's something that shouldn't be just thrown under the rug like, oh, hey, man, like this guy's just going through some stuff and we'll just leave him alone. No, there's a time now where people really need support. People need for people to listen, for people to open up their ears and listen and understand. There's a difference between that. You can sit there and listen, but if you're not understanding what people are trying to say, then what's the point? I don't know what else too much to say, but at the same time, I'm gonna put a link in the description below if you guys are having any trouble, especially I know suicide is definitely a big thing nowadays. I'm just gonna put the link in the description below for the number that you guys can contact if you guys are having any type of thoughts like that, because like I said again, you guys aren't alone. There's other people that are going through that same situation, and if you guys are already feeling rock bottom, that just means that you have nowhere to go but up. So until next time, stay down, stay Bastos, peace.